So guys, here's the deal. When it comes to cars and stuff like that, there's a lot of resources out there to do any repairs. When it comes to lifts, unfortunately, it's not the same. To make it even worse, had this been a hydraulic lift, I think there's a lot of data out there. But for this kind of spindle lift, unfortunately, there is not. So there's a lot of trial and error. As you recall last time, I had the motor installed on top. That would have been fine with the thought of if it were to run and there's any kind of kink whatsoever, what happens is the motor will break. I talked to my brother and he recommended, and he looked at everything. He recommended the way to mount the motor was this way, right? So give me a second. Okay. So what I've done was and the holes line up, as you can see. The motor mounts up to here perfectly, okay? So this I already have. What I didn't have was this. Unfortunately, they didn't come with I couldn't find the one that comes with one, so I got another one that has two, right? Likewise, this is small, this is big, and I'm thinking it's still okay. So as you can see, it's rotating and everything is moving nicely. So if I were to do this way, so as you can see, it's still rotating, right? It's still pulling. Likewise, this is a V-groove pulley. They have many kinds and many lengths. So what I did was I bought the kind that comes in pieces, which was much longer. And what I could do is actually take out the pieces to make it work better. There's still a decent amount of wiggle room here. So I may, in essence, take out maybe one more link, maybe we'll see. We'll see what's going on. But the great thing is of course, if this were to run too hot, too hard, this will break, not the whole entire spindle, not everything else. All right. So I'm almost there. What I've also done was, if you take a look over here, let me see if I can show you, right? So earlier on, I had to cut all the cables to separate both the management box and the motor itself. So I have since then connected everything back and I color coordinated everything to begin with. So that's in good shape. So that's in. This is in, this wiring's in. The only thing I'm missing, essentially, is just the power cord for the 220 to test this out. As you can see, they have two sensor bars right over here, right? So there's one on top, and then there's one on the bottom. The goal, of course, is if the pieces go too high, up to that standard, it's gonna stop, which means that is as high as the lift should go. Any higher would be somewhat of a risk, because if it's too high, it could either fall inwards or anything else, right? So most lifts, you'll see that. Some of them may even have one on top. For mine, it's just like this. So this was a lot of research, a lot of trial and error. So as you can see, it's still not perfect. However, I am that much closer to getting to where I want to be. The hope is that my guy will come and help me install that. Alternatively, what I can do is ask him to figure out a way to connect into somewhere so I can at least test the motor. Okay? If you guys know of any hints of any tricks, let me know, because this is definitely new to me, right? Never done this before, and I've made some mistakes along the way. Even so, this might not be perfect either. So I'm still trying to work out the kinks of that as well. All right? But I just want to show you guys what's going on in this base. And then I'll go back to fixing more cars. But at least this is almost getting there.